So I was speaking to my father this morning. While communicating with him, my heart was kind of heavy. Alright, I started pouring out my heart to him, and at a point it felt like I was lamenting, like I was complaining. So my conscience was like, are you complaining? And I was like, no. I told him that I didn't mean to lament or complain, but my heart is actually heavy. If I don't come to him, if I don't complain to him, who would I complain to? He's my father after all. I actually came to him with a heart of thanksgiving and praise. The Bible says, come into his presence with thanksgiving and praise. But as I was communicating with him, my mind started running around things. Okay, so I started pouring out my heart to him while communicating with him in the language he understands. The Bible says in Psalm 51 verse 17 that a broken and contrite heart, O God, do not despise. After that communication with him, it was like a therapy. I felt lighter, I felt good, in as much as the problem, or maybe the situation rather say, isn't solved yet, but I felt relieved, I felt lighter, I felt more energized. It has always been a good feeling. Actually, whenever you have a problem or maybe a kind of situation, go to God. Logically speaking, okay, in as much as everything in this world, as long as this earth is concerned, as long as this universe is concerned, everything in this world is man dependent. For God to also answer your prayer is through men. Apostle Joseph Seaman gave us one prayer point some time ago during Koinonia session, and it never left me since then. Whenever it comes to praying for both destiny helpers, help from God, anything it is you want. It says, I've forgotten the verse of the Bible, but on that verse of the Bible it says, men, like to pray to God to send you men whose hearts God has touched for your case, for your situation, for whatever it is. There are men whose hearts God has touched. Hold on, let me check the verse of the Bible. Okay, here it is. I even highlighted it. That's 1 Samuel chapter 10 verse 26. And Saul also went home to Gibeah, and there went with him a band of men whose hearts God has touched. So in as much as everything in this world, everything in this earth is men dependent, you still have to go to God. Going to men directly without going to your God, like without talking to your Father. When you go to God, everything is much easier. Alright? Now, He paves way for you. He makes ways where there's no way for you. You come into to speak to someone. Even without you speaking, things start to happen for you. Even if you speak to someone and they get it done, like no stress, no nothing. Even without you speaking, just when they see you, they have this desire to like favor you. They just want to favor you with no just reason or anything of that nature. Men whose hearts God has touched. So in as much as everything in this world is men dependent, you still complain to God, not men. Let God now do His thing through men. You get the point now? Alright. Ciao.